Oh shit, what's going on everybody? KAMIKAZE Soundwaves, man. Yeah, it's been a minute. I kind of just went MIA. But you know, 20, it's almost fucking over. 2020 was a year that was real shitty for obviously a lot of people. But for me, it just kept throwing fucking haymakers, man. And it was just like, after I got hit, I asked myself, man, it can't get worse than this. And it just continuously got worse and worse and fucking worse. But we're at the end, and I know things aren't magically gonna get better just because it isn't 2020 anymore. Trying to be optimistic, that's all you can be during these times. But you know, I kind of want to give a brief rundown of how my 2020 was. So 2020 kind of started real shitty for me in 2019. So in December, late December, middle of December, long story short, I ended up finding out I had cancer, and that was in my testicle. So I didn't know it was cancer, but obviously there was something going on that was weird down there. I ended up getting checked out. So I ended up having to have surgery the second week in January. I went to work for like the first week in January. And I had to have pretty major surgery, which would keep me out of work for about 2 months. That was their kind of guideline there. So yeah, that's how I started off 2020. Well, you know, 2 months went by, got strong again. And here's the good thing, you know, there are some positives of 2020 for me. It turns out that the cancer that I had didn't spread. It was just to the one spot. They cut it out, snip, snap, done. And I moved on with my life and no more cancer. Hopefully that is the one and only time that I will ever have to deal with something like that in my life. And I'm very grateful for that. So I went back to work in March, and yeah, that's when it fucking just hits the goddamn fan. So I went back to work in March. I was at work for no more of like 2 weeks. And yeah, I got a call and they were like, yeah, no one's working right now. Like, no one's coming in. We're trying to figure out what's going on. You know the situation, COVID-19. So yeah, a couple days went by and they were like, got that call. And they're like, hey, you know, you're going to be furloughed. There are no meetings, there are nothing. If you didn't know, I worked in hospitality. I worked in the hotel industry. So I was pretty much out of work. You get some unemployment. Now, the unfortunate part for me is when I was out on my surgery, I did get disability, right? But I could also take my PTO time. Now, I am not a guy for taking days off from work, and I had an abundance of PTO time. I'm talking a lot of PTO time. And I used it all up through those 2 months. So I was getting disability. I also was getting PTO time. So the unfortunate part is when I got furloughed, I didn't have any more PTO time. It's like it just couldn't have happened anymore at a perfect time, right? So I did file for unemployment. So I was okay for a while. And you know, they told us that, you know, this thing's gonna blow over, which we all thought it was. And then June came, and that's when we were supposed to come back to work. Got a call in June and said, hey, it's probably gonna be in July. July came, and they said, hey, July's probably gonna be in October. So unemployment was working for the most part. I was smart enough to put some money away. Right around July, though, we found out there was a situation with my wife's father, which I'm not going to get into. But basically, we had to drive all the way down to Texas, and then we drove to Indiana to leave him with her sister, and then we drove back down here. Long story short, her dad is now staying with us. There's a lot of stuff there I'm not going to get into. He's fine. It's just a lot more extra work around the house for her. Me, not so much. I do try to help out as much as I can where I can. The kids helping out and stuff like that. But, you know, that's a big thing that also kind of happened in our life as well. So that was July. So then comes October. October was the kind of the month that we thought we were going back to work. Some business was picking up a little bit here and there at other hotels is what I was hearing. And then about the second week in October, when my unemployment actually ran out, I got a call from my work and said, yeah, we are going to be restructuring your position. This is due to the situation. Good luck and be safe. It was a real bullshit call. I'd worked for this company for 18 years. And I know you go like, hey man, you work for them, they pay you, that's how it works. Yeah, but I did sacrifice a lot of stuff for this company. But, neither here nor there. Just, after so many years working for that company, it was just like, screw you, sorry, get out. It is what it is. I understand companies got to do stuff, but it hurt a little bit. So about a week went by. I will say that my company did give me a nice severance package. It wasn't nothing astounding, but they did offer to pay my a part of my health insurance until December. And I also was getting money from them for, actually, I think my last paycheck from them was like a week ago. So, they did take care of me, probably more than any other company would have. So I do appreciate that from them. But after like a week into October, I was like, I got to do something. So, I picked up a job. I'm not going to discuss it too much right now, but it's not close to what I was making or what I was doing or a position I was. But hey, it's paying the bills somewhat. It is kind of a stall. I ended up having to take out all my 401k just to try to keep us afloat and everything like that for the next year or two while we try to get back on our feet from everything. But, it has been one fuck of a year. And then October, when I officially lost my job, I was so worried. I was so stressed. And I was right in the middle of trying to get back into YouTube, and everything was kind of going that way. I was trying to make like a video like once every day or once every other day. And maybe I'd put up 2 videos that day, but I was trying to do one horror movie for every day in October. And I got to like 5 or 6, and I'd made some stupid little skit thing in there, and boom, and then that's when it hit, and I just couldn't find myself to get back into doing really anything. And then picking up this job where it was one of these jobs that were, I actually had to work really, I work hard, I had to work hard, but I worked really hard to get this position because it wasn't going to be a year-long position. It was kind of just a position for around the Christmas time, but they said if you work good, work hard, and you'll get to stick around after that. So that's what I did. So I put a lot of focus on that. Still worried, but everything that's just going on, it's just been kind of hard to do this along with anything else. I have been playing some games and stuff like that, when I have time and stuff, but I have been busy, and I do feel like right now I'm at a place and a time where I might be able to get back into making these videos. I've been getting that itch, and it really sucks because I was having that itch to get back into this, and then just the bomb dropped. And I felt like when I lost my job officially, that's when I was like, what the hell is me and my family gonna do, my wife actually kind of did the same thing, so we both kind of were out of job, but at the same time, so it really just sucked. But we're both working back now. Things are starting to get a little bit back on track and back to normal. Being out of work for so long, it just, I know everybody hates their job and hates going to work, but going to work, it gives you a purpose. It gives you a sense of fulfilling, and just sitting around the house all day, doing a little bit of yard work and doing a little bit of chores around the house just don't cut it. I know everybody says, man, I wish I could just stay home and do nothing all day. And I did that for several months, and I was actually pretty miserable by about the 2nd month. It was kind of cool for like the 1st month, and then kind of started to feel like, it's going to go crazy. But, 2020 is coming to an end very soon, and I just hope that all the negative and bad shit goes with it. There are some positives of this year. Again, I did have cancer, but I'm free of cancer, so there is a positive to that. Me losing my job did suck, but I will say my job sucked a lot of life out of me. It was extremely stressful, extremely emotionally, physically tolling. And the good part about this job that I have now, it's not like that. It's a job. I go in, I go out. It's not a life. That's how my job was. So there are a positive to that. It's not as good money, but I feel better here. I'm not so stressed out. I'm not so just irritated, in a bad mood, worrying about things that are going on where I used to work at. So there's a positive that. And my wife's dad's staying with us. She's getting to see him a lot more and spend time with him in his later years and stuff like that. So I think that's also kind of brought our family together. With him being here, kind of makes you appreciate things a little bit more. But that's been my fucking 2020, and fuck 2020. And I think everybody knows that. It's been a terrible year for everybody, and the COVID-19 and just everything. But, I don't magically think 2021 is going to make anything better. But again, your situation is the best of what you make of it. And I'm hoping to make some different changes and turns here in 2021. It ain't going to be no new year, new me bullshit. But I do want to try to get back into doing this. I feel like I'm going to have a little bit more free time. I've got kind of my schedule laid out right now. I'm feeling kind of back to normal and not fucking so worried and crazy. But yeah, so that's kind of where I've been at. That's kind of the shit that I've been dealing with. I hope your year's been a hell of a lot better, and if it's been anywhere as bad or as worse or anything, I'm sorry. And you know, we're gonna fucking get through. Well, we're gonna try to get through this. We'll see what happens. But that's all I got, and I hope to see y'all very soon in some videos and around, and catch back up. Might try to start doing some more streaming and making some videos. Don't have a ton of ideas, but we'll see what happens, and I hope to see y'all there. But again, apologies for dipping out on everything. I mean, even to some people that I talk with closely, I kind of just wasn't talking very much with everybody, and kind of a shitty thing to do, but it is what it is. This is what we're gonna do, and yeah, that's all I really got. So thanks for watching. Happy New Year, and we'll see you soon. Later.